So welcome back to our shoulder pain challenge. We're at day 3. So if you missed our 2 previous videos, then please check them out. This video I'm going to talk about a sort of row and how really you can turn what is a really good shoulder exercise, whether you have shoulder pain or not, or whether it's just a general gym based exercise, into a really bad exercise for your shoulder. And again, there's a lot said, and if you've had shoulder pain before, if you've read anything about shoulder pain or general training, you'll know that having some degree of pulling based exercise, whether that's a cable row, a band, a dumbbell row, is really important, because we know if we develop the front parts of our shoulders too much and we don't do enough in the back, that can cause an imbalance with the muscles within your shoulder and contribute towards shoulder pain. So in a gym setting, that might be spending all your time bench pressing, shoulder pressing, and never doing anything like pull-ups, any of the rows I've sort of mentioned. And again, that can cause a bit more of a tug to the ball in the socket and pull the ball in the socket forward, which is going to create less space. But when you move your arm, so when the ball moves in the socket, there's going to be less space for it to move, which can potentially cause irritation, catching in the front part of the joint, and particularly problems with movements overhead or loading any sort of pressing based movement. So using things like cable rows and things like that are awesome exercises to include in your general gym program, and particularly so if you have sort of shoulder pain. However, it's not quite as simple as that. So what we see quite a lot with, again, many guys that come to see us with shoulder pain and generally doing a lot of the right things, sort of these sort of cuff-based exercises. I'm going to get to that in the next video. That's a story for another day. But doing a lot of these like row type exercises because I've read online that they're helpful, and generally speaking, then they are. However, if you do them wrong, they can actually make your problem worse. I'm going to show you now by using a cable row exactly what I mean. So if I'm going to set myself up in a cable row in this sort of position, and I'm here, so what I don't want to do is when I pull here, if I get to my arm to the side of my body, if I go too far, you'll probably see in this front shoulder, close to the camera, that my shoulder starts to roll forward. Whereas if I only go to my arm to the side of the body, you'll see that my shoulder doesn't do that. So I'll forget how to do it correctly. And then if I go too far, incorrectly, and that shoulder rolls forward. So that's quite a subtle difference, but quite a big difference for your shoulder. So if I'm here and my arms come to here, my shoulder's in a relatively straight line, quite a neutral position. However, if I go too far, my elbow comes past my body, that shoulder starts to round forward. So again, one of the big reasons for using like pulling based exercises is to develop muscles in the back of your shoulder. What we don't want to happen is that basically that ball to ride forward in the socket. That's one of the reasons why we might be using these types of exercises to actually help our shoulder pain. So again, if we're doing an exercise that's going to help develop these muscles at the back and actually stop our shoulder, one of its main jobs is to stop that shoulder, I guess, riding forward. The last thing that we want to do is do an exercise where our shoulder rides forward, because then we're totally negating any possible benefit of that particular exercise in regards to our shoulder training and an exercise that we might use to help us if we are struggling with sort of shoulder pain. So again, if you're in any type of rowing, whether that's with a cable, with a band, with a dumbbell, with a barbell, just be conscious of your shoulder position and just make sure that that shoulder's not really rounding forward. And one way you can easily check that is just to see where your elbow finishes up. If it comes to the side of your body, cool. If it's going past your midline of your body and your shoulder's rounding forward, then you're quite possibly making what is a very good exercise into a pretty poor one. As always, any questions about this particular video, anything I've sort of covered, then please get in contact. If you've missed the previous videos, then just flick back, watch them. There's some content there in video 1 about posture. In video 2, there's a quick and easy pec stretch you can do to try and release the muscles in the front part of your shoulder. Any questions at all, please get in contact. If you see something that you've enjoyed watching, you think someone else could benefit from seeing it, then please tag them in it or send them a link to this video so they can watch it too, so we can help as many people this week as possible.